Hallo, ek is Eti. Welkom by my kanaal waar ons als saam doen. Today we are going to do something completely different. I decided that I want to share some of my favorite South African snacks with you. Some, there are more. And these snacks are what we call proudly South African. Most of these, except for one, is made in South Africa by South African companies. So this is one of my Checkers bag, and in it I've got all of the goodies. Checkers is one of our large grocery store chains, and I am going to teach you some vocabulary in the process. So if you are here for the snacks, I'll be speaking English throughout this video, but if you are here for Afrikaans learning, I will provide you with some vocabulary and some interesting facts in Afrikaans and English. And I hope you enjoy this video and that it is fun. Let me know in the comment section. Firstly, before we get to the actual snacks, let's look at the word snack. In Afrikaans, that is versnapering. Versnapering. We also call it lekker goed, usually when it's sweet. Lekker goed can mean salt stuff as well, but lekker goed, one word, is usually reserved for sweet stuff. The word in the dictionary for snacks is versnaperings. We also refer to a snack as a happy. Now, a happy usually means a smaller snack, but in general, when we want to tell somebody that we're going to have a snack now, we'll say, ek gaan gou 'n happy eet, which means a snack or a smaller amount of food. So happy is something that you can use in conversation to refer to a snack, and people will understand what you are trying to tell them. Now, in general, when we want to tell somebody that we're going to have salt snacks, that would be sout happies, always one word. And if we're going to have sweet snacks, then we'll say soet happies, also one word. Now, I have to introduce you to a staple of the South African nation, and that is called chutney. The reason why I'm telling you about chutney is because this is in almost all of our foods, meaning if we have potato chips, or in some countries that is called crisps, we have a bloodyoung flavor. If we have some kind of dish, there's always a bloodyoung flavor. It is so much part of the South African people that it is literally in everything. And so this is one of the bloodyoungs you find in South Africa. Let's just appreciate the name. This one is Mrs. Ball's chutney. You get different flavors. This is just I think this is the regular, the medium one. You get hot one, but this is the one we use the most in our food on a day-to-day basis. Oh, this one says sterk bloodyoung, means sterk bloodyoung, and hot chutney. So sterk bloodyoung, that's hot chutney. And that is from Mrs. Ball's, but you do get other ones as well. Now, bloodyoung in general is made of some kind of fruit mixed with some spices, and I'll show you on the screen now what's in bloodyoung in general, but the recipe can vary, and they do vary. Apricot jam is most often or widely used in chutney. And so this is homemade. It's not Black Cat. Black Cat is a peanut butter that you find in South Africa. It's usually, and that's called grondboontjie botter in Afrikaans, peanut butter. But this, I'm looking there and I'm like, I should be over here, but I'm like, this is apricot jam. This is homemade, freshly made. My mom made this. So wonderfully nice, and she uses this in food, and this is something that they use in chutney, in bloodyoung. So the word in Afrikaans for chutney is bloodyoung. And I'm going to read to you the ingredients. The ingredients are also on the screen. The ingredients, bestanddele, is the Afrikaans word for ingredients, is number 1, appelkose, which is apricot. Wit asyn, that's white vinegar. Water, bruin suiker, brown sugar. Eie, onions, knoffel, garlic, gemmer, ginger, verskeie kruie. That's various spices. I'm not exactly sure what they use in bladjang, and I think that differs depending on the person making it. But verskeie, various spices. Salt, pepper, which is optional. So pepper is optional. And then rusantjies, also optional. And that is the raisins. And that's also optional. We start with soethappies first. Salty snacks. Right, so NikNaks. NikNaks must be my all-time favorite in chip form or salt form. And that, well, this is a proudly South African product. So it's made in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, by Simba, which is South African chip company or South African company. Yes, it is indeed made by Simba. Can you see? There we go. Simba. So in South Africa, it's called Simba chips, like the lion. We actually do have a lot of the big five animals. Some are on our currency, some is on our food. It's very much part of us in South Africa. They do not walk freely in the streets, however. But, actually, sometimes they do roam the streets freely. That would depend. Baboons quite often roam the streets freely. Lions, not so much. If they do, it's only temporary. All right. So, NikNaks. They come in a variety of flavors. But the original flavor, which is the word, is oorspronklike geur. Oorspronklike geur. That is the Afrikaans. Sorry, I am sweating profusely because it is again hot and getting hotter. And I had to switch the aircon on. I had to switch the aircon off, otherwise it interrupts this taping. And so the original flavor of NikNaks is this one. It is the original cheesy flavor. Now, I'm not a fan of cheesy chips. I don't like cheese, double cheese, triple cheese. Ugh, not for me. But this one is not offensive for me. Like some other brands, when they have like, this is the double cheese flavor, I'm like, oh, you know, it's not for me. It smells like feet. But this is actually really nice. They don't have offensive flavors. The flavoring, I must say, for me, the flavoring in NikNaks are quite well done. And so we call this chips, TJIPS, usually. So we didn't used to have a word like chips in Afrikaans language, but I think we used it so much that eventually it became sort of official. So in the older dictionaries, you won't find the word chips like TJIPS, the Afrikaans word chips. They are, or the word is now in what we call the VAT or the WAT, which is the Woordeboek van die Afrikaanse taal. It's been added because it's used so much. But the old word for chips is skyfies. And then we refer to fries, but in South Africa, we talk about fries, the floppy fries. The dog is knocking on the door. I will deal with her now. She wants to come in. My door is closed. So the floppy fries. Oh my word, this is gonna come back to bite me. But you've got fries like McDonald's fries. They're pretty stiff, and then you have fries that aren't that hard. That are like, you know, floppy fries. We call those slop chips. Slop chips. Slop meaning like floppy or flexible. These are just straight up chips or skyfies. And so I'll show you now the original flavor. They look like that on the inside, and that one's not so nice. Ooh. All right, so there we go. And they made like a nice sound. This is nice and crunchy. But it's so nice and crunchy. And when I start eating, it usually goes like a, you know, what do we call it? A Wors machine. A wood chipper. It just goes through. I'm going to stop talking. Moving on to the next. But anyway, this is the original flavor. And I'm going to introduce you to the others now. Well, she's inside now and very interested in what's going on in here. So we'll see how this goes. But she's smelling it. So she's smelling the chips. Right, so this is another flavor. This is a beef barbecue. As you can see, there's nothing in there because I had an urge last night and I ate all of it in one go. And so this one I didn't replenish because I was going to have no money left. I thought I should just, you know, I ate it. I must just cope with the fact that I ate all of my props. All right, so then this one is a new flavor. I don't know, cheesy kota. Cheesy kota. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but this tastes like a mixture of bacon and something salt, or a little bit less cheese and bacon. I love this. I love it. So this is one of, I would say, my favorite right now, although it really differs from day to day. Then we have the sweet chili one. It looks like that. Sweet chili. This is my mom's favorite. Sometimes this one is the one I buy when I have a glass of wine or 2 or 3. This is what I buy, but then other times I just buy 2 bags and that solves the problem. And then here we go. Chutney flavor. So you'll find this is a common thing if you come to South Africa. All of our chips almost always have a chutney flavor as well. Moving on to the sutabis, sweet snacks. This one is chocolade eiers, meaning chocolate eggs. And this particular one is from Mr. Sweets, proudly South African, speckled eggs. Yes. You get them in larger eggs as well. Speckled like these, they look the same, but larger. You get them in larger quantities. All right. So these are speckled eggs. My lighting is atrocious. Just bear with me. So they look like that. And if you bite into them, then in the middle it has a jelly center, like a pink jelly center. So it looks like that. I love them. It's candy coated chocolate eggs with the jelly in the middle. Next we have choc sticks. They come in a good old chocolate flavor, but also in yogurt. That is yogurt. Yogurt flavor. Yogurt geur. I am fighting for my life with this sweating business because it is so hot. All right, so these are the choc sticks. I think the company is situated in Cape Town. I might be mistaken, but I think so. So proudly South African. Some of my absolute favorites because it's got that munching thing. The wood chipper thing. Where you can just stick it in your mouth and then munch on it like that, and that does something for my brain. My brain likes that feeling. So I'll show you inside. They come in like a packet like this. And then if I become even more white on the screen, please just ignore it, because that would be the lighting that keeps on changing, or my camera setting that switches it to this extra white. And my setup's very, very basic. So I'm not there yet where the lighting's going to be stable. All right, so now we extract these, right? And so the reason why I love them is this. Munchability. I like munchability. All right, so I don't know. It just makes my brain very happy. And so the yogurt flavor also is silver baggy. And I actually like the yogurt flavor more. So it's like this, right? Same munchability. That's all I can say about that. Next, we have another thing that also makes my brain really happy, because this one is chewy. It's like soft, but chewy. Jelly. And I like sweets like this because it also gives me a little bit of a dopamine boost just because of the texture. So this is Maynard Soft Gums. As far as I know, there's also a South African company. They make a lot of things like jelly beans and jelly babies. A lot of these sort of soft and chewy sweets, sugary sweets. But this is my favorite. And you also get these in a yogurt flavor. But I prefer the original flavor. The yogurt flavor is not bad, but these are nicer. And they are called jelly lekkers. Lekkers is the word for sweets. But lekker, as you all know, is used in many ways in Afrikaans, but the word lekker is the word for sweet. So they will be sagte lekkers, not soft sweets, or just jelly lekkers, jelly in quotation marks, which is jelly sweets. And this is how they look. They are made by Beacon, which is a South African chocolate or sweet manufacturer. So there we go. That is the package. And let's open them. Woo. All right, so they've got a little bit of powder on them. They come in different flavors. Also have black ones, but the black one is stuck at the bottom of the package right now. So here they are. Nice and soft, and they are like they're so soft to eat. It's just lovely. These are like fruity flavors. I almost choked on it. Fruity flavors. Lovely. Now lastly, I cannot not mention this one, and it's sold in South Africa. This is the one we know best of these kinds of sweets, but it's not originally South African. It's made by Nestle, which as far as I know is a Canadian company, but it is Smarties. They changed the coloring and the taste or the dye on the sweets. They changed it. It used to be more sweet. The colors were more solid. I think they changed it to a more plant-based thing now. So the colors are not as bright and the taste is a tiny bit different. But I've gotten used to it and it's still my favorite. If I had to choose between Smarties and M&M's, I would definitely choose the Smarties. I've eaten M&M's. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I prefer these. And they also have a munchability factor. They're nice to just, munch on. Stop in is the word. Stop in Afrikaans is just like to stuff your face. To stuff in is to stop in. So there they are. They're just, ooh, that's so out of focus. And they remind you a lot of M&M's, but I definitely prefer these. So nice. There you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section. I know this was something a lot different from our usual language learning videos, and I'm definitely going to make some more serious language videos as well as comprehensible input. I know a lot of people have asked me for more of those, so I'll definitely do that. But I hope you guys have an awesome day, awesome week, and I'll see you in the next video.